Hey, what's up? It's your boy Anye Elite here with a Funny Money Rock update.
Funny money in this bitch, and you know we too legit. Been this side since 1-6, slim, thick, big lips. Know how to keep my nigga brick on this. Stay at the top spot of that wish list, bitch.
Of course, Funny Money Rock is your platform for inclusive urban culture from the world of LGBT, hip hop, and R&B. So I know you guys have heard about Zaya Wade's debut at the Truth Awards, and I want to get into that. We've also got some new music on the Funny Money Rock playlist from Medino Green, Dames, and Saucy Santana, and as well as we'll be doing some shout outs to producers from our various local blocks or whatever. So on the music end, we recently updated our Spotify and Apple Music playlist with the latest tracks on from, unsigned and signed hip-hop and R&B LGBT artists alike. I literally listen to it all the time because I listen to it in different ways. So sometimes I'll listen to it in chronological order, and so that's the order of stuff that comes out. But then if I want a radio vibe, then I'll just hit the shuffle, and it's really nice. So anyway, so my favorite new track on there is going to be Medino Green's Mr. Big Bad. Medino Green is a rapper out of New York. So shout out to New York and the whole New York block of Icon City and everything like that. Shout out to Dames. I think he's out of Atlanta. His track Sacrifice is also on the playlist. And then all the way down in Miami, Saucy Santana's Material Girl is on the playlist as well. Alrighty, so you can find those playlists on Apple Music or Spotify. You can also go to www.iconcity.net/Funny Money Rock. All right, so let's talk about Zaya really quickly. I'm not going to get into the serious things like the coronavirus and the 2020 election. However, if you do want to hear me talk about those things, then check out our other channel, Icon City News. You can also check that out at iconcitynews.com. So, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, they attended the 2020 Truth Awards. The 2020 Truth Awards, I think the organization is called Better Brothers LA. And so it's a gala hosted by LGBT by the Black LGBT community. And so Dwayne and Gabrielle Union were there to introduce their friends Jason and Adair. And but coincidentally, it also happened to be Zaya Wade's first red carpet, after coming out as transsexual. And the whole family, Gabby, Zaya, even D Wade, had some really touching things to say. Take a look.
It was really important for Zaya's first red carpet celebrating Black excellence in her community. Real allies actually show up. It goes beyond tweets and retweets and a check here and there. You actually need to show up, and you got to be on the front lines. You got to show what actual leadership actually looks like. And you got to know when to shut the hell up and pass the microphone like I'm about to do right now.
So I'm going to read but when our 8-year-old daughter, Zaya Wade, came home and said she had something to tell us, when she came out to us as a family, we admit that we weren't educated on the LGBTQ plus community as we should have been. So we immediately picked up the phone and reached out to our good friends, Jason and Adair. They helped us navigate the right language to use, the questions to ask, and what to listen for. They also reminded us to make sure Zaya knew her community and felt the love and support inside and outside of her home. For working closely with Zaya to design her room in our homes to make sure that her most authentic self was represented and that her bedroom felt like her sanctuary. Now that may seem small, but them taking the time to make sure Zaya felt seen and heard as she created her own space for us was key.
So obviously, very, very beautiful. You know, I can't really remember so far if I was as composed as Zaya is now, but just a testament to tremendous parenting, and I really just hope that, you know, their way becomes the model going forward. I have a question unrelated to the Truth Awards and everything, because Gabrielle is Zaya's stepmom. Where is Zaya's biological mother? I'm curious. I'm just curious. So, anyways, but shout out to the Wade Union the Union Wade family, the Wade Union. Anyways, shout out to them. I think it's really beautiful. Also, in kind of like a really good win for the LGBT community, particularly the LGBT urban community, is actually coming out of DC. So trans performer and Beyonce impersonator Riley Knoxx, she actually made history as being the first trans performer for a NBA halftime show, like the principal main performer. I'm sure there's been background dancers and what have you and whatnot, but Riley Knoxx made that debut, and it was well, take a look and I'll tell you what I think afterwards. Okay, so the performance was amazing. I know this was the only footage that I could find, so you see her dancing from the rear, but if you didn't know better, it looks like fan footage at a Beyonce concert, except for the audience. So this game was between the Washington Wizards and the Atlanta Falcons. If you know the community, you know that's a really good matchup, right? You know, in terms of like, you know, populations of communities and whatnot. But so it was a Pride Night game, and you could see that, like, you know, the audience, you know, you can see a couple missing, you know, the missing seats in the audience and stuff. You know, there's a lot. The worlds of athletics and gay culture are coming together, you know, but historically, you know, there's been a divide. So I understand why the stadium is not like filled, you know, to capacity for Pride Night. However, you could see some people in the audience still had like a hesitation to clap, even though she was like really doing her thing, which, you know, whatever. I mean, I think people could, you know, just kind of people are shy and don't really know how to embrace things sometimes. But anyway, I noticed that. But congratulations to Riley Knoxx for a tremendous, phenomenal performance. So unfortunately, it's not all rainbow and sunshine in the country. So this comes way from down in Louisiana. So the fight for equality still continues. There's this pastor down there. His name is Rex Cornwell. Now, so he lives in this community. He had been like he had these two neighbors, and they would wave at him. They would bring him bake cookies and bring cookies over there. All that kind of neighborly foolishness or whatever, right? So, anyways, he realized that these two people, which happen to be two women, aren't roommates or sisters or anything. He finds out that they're actually a lesbian couple, and now he won't even talk to them, which would be kind of okay, fine. If you don't want to talk to somebody, you don't have to talk to somebody. But he goes even further to put a anti-gay yard sign out in his yard. And so people have been showing up to protest, because nobody wants to live in a community of strife. Even if you have like racist, moderately racist, homophobic tendencies or whatever, like most people still don't want that to, consume, their neighborhood and their community and everything. So anyway, I don't have a donkey of the day segment like they do on the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Charlemagne. But if I did, he would definitely be it. Okay, so, no. Also, on the anti-gay front, and Rex, I don't know Rex's age down in Louisiana, but he could actually be going through something. Kind of similar to ex-GOP U.S. Representative, Schlock. So, while he was a politician, he had a very anti-gay marriage stance. Recently, the 38-year-old, came out and is kind of offering like a mea culpa, cause, he's been rejected by members of his deeply religious family, including his mother, after they learned that last year that he was gay. So the longtime Republican, he apologizes for his anti-gay policies in the past. However, are you sad because of the people you hurt? Are you sad because now your family has disowned you and you need the community to support you? Anyway, come on in, child. But what I didn't like is that part of his defense that he tried to use was that, he was anti-gay marriage, and, he was talking about how, at the time, Barack Obama, was also anti-gay marriage. But, I think, okay, so fervently anti-gay and feeling like that is a hard political achievement are kind of two different things. And so we don't want to get those things confused, even though I'm sure somebody will. All right. So I have a new segment, here. It's, Dear Anye. So, I'm about to get out of here, but I wanted to take a question. Now, you can ask me anything, pretty much anything about my music, Icon City, or it could even be about, you and something that, maybe you're curious about. So, here we go. Our first question comes from Mario in New Orleans, Louisiana. And it reads, hey, yay, how do you feel about the new gay pride flag, including a black and brown bar to represent black and brown people? I think it misses the point. Nobody's color is represented on the flag. How many bright candy apple red people do you know? How many truly orange or yellow, like rainbow orange or yellow people do you know? Green, blue, purple, question mark. Okay, whoa. What I will say is that it's old, that it's not even a new flag anymore, but let's pretend. I kind of get your point. I get your point about other colors, they're not actually being human colors. But what I will say is, and Mario, I don't, whatever, you're free to ask whatever you want to ask, but a lot of people of color, particularly black and brown people, I also know Asian people as well, suffer a lot of, discrimination, fetishism, within the broader LGBT community. And I think that, that it, instead of necessarily just shining a light on that negative, I think positively showcasing elements of the community is a good thing. But I think it's like a taste thing. So, like, there's nothing wrong with you. You could just have the old one and you use the old one for your purposes. Like, you know, we have an American flag hanging up here, but, you know, being from Philadelphia, you know, where the flag was made and everything, I could also see myself having one of the, you know, traditional ones that go in the circles. Like a Betsy Ross flag with the 13 original colonies, because, you know, those other states are, you know, extra. So I don't know. So I understand it. I support it. And I think that, if you don't, ask yourself why, but you don't have to. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's all for me today. I want to congratulate the musical artists that made it onto the playlist. Shout out to Medino, Asasi, and Dames. For more inclusive urban culture, go to www.iconcity.net/funnymoneyrock. You can follow us on all social media, or you can follow me on social media, Anya Elite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Funny Money Rock.
Funny money in this bitch, and you know we too legit. Been this side since 1-6, slim, thick lips, know how to keep my nigga brick on this. Stay at the top spot of that wish list, bitch.